Persons that will work every day to ensure that we achieve what we have. But do you ever consider what the word bad mind is? Bad mind is an expression that speaks ill towards others. It speaks about envy, resentment, and those who are experiencing success, them no one, nobody will be successful apart from them. We born bad mind in this party. So I say to you as we gather here today, and whenever the Prime Minister is ready, there's a little man down in Southeastern Mary with an initial called CB, but CB is only for CB chicken. And we say, whenever the Prime Minister is ready, we are ready in Southeastern Mary. Shower Labourites, shower Labourites.
Me and my neighbor voting for Labour. I was in St. John last week. They had 2 bashment conferences, 2 joint divisional conferences, and the water boss, the Honorable Matthew Samuda, even though good down East St. John, and he's here to bring greetings and the strongest endorsement. Member of Parliament, Matthew Samuda.
Show Labourites. Show Labourites. Show Labourites. Enough love to all Portland Labourites. Stand up above beard. Show. Minister Vaz and MP Vaz. For me, this is a full circle
moment. My first political meeting outside of Kingston and St. Andrew was a by-election in 2009. And I remember a meeting in Buff Bay, and I joined that meeting with one Tino Geddes, and we were a little down the road. And I remember when Daryl said, "You send me back to Parliament and I will never, ever, ever, ever leave, because I will represent you. And if I serve you, I know you will serve me." But Labourites, I think, is fair to acknowledge also that Action and since 2019 has followed in the footsteps, has stepped up to the plate, and has served the people of Eastport and well. You see, Labourites, we have never asked Jamaicans for support support's sake. We have always asked Jamaicans to support work, to support action, to support strength, to support delivery, to support prosperity, to support hope, to support your children's future. And Labourites coming up is a decision that must do all of these things. We need your support to ensure we can continue to deliver the vision of Andrew Holness. So whenever he is ready, we need to make sure we are ready. Because you have to be active, you have to be strong, you have to be informed, you have to be ready to deliver the victory. Because Labourites is not because we are begging. It is because we have done the work. It is because we have worked hard. It is because several 100,000 people that didn't have water now have water. So Labourites will now come to the people like we beggy. We have come to them and said, we start the work. We have done the work. We have fixed your problems. But give a little more time so we can complete the job ahead. Labourites of West Portland, not tomorrow, but the following Monday, myself and your MP, Minister Daryl Vaz, Minister Badmind, will be commissioning the new Eden water supply for $43 million and the Cascade water supply for $30 million. You see, Labourites, we come to you with a record of work. We come to you with a long list of project delivery. When we cut ribbon, it's ribbon where exists. It's not ribbon where a fantasy. Back in the day, the PNP would have come to you 3 months before election and tell you, say, Disneyland, I'm going to build a port and two. They would have tell you, say, we are going to Mars next month. But they couldn't tell you what they have done. Your government can safely say it has delivered improved water supply to over 350,000 Jamaicans over the last 9 years. And that delivery has come to every single township, every single parish in this country. But Labourites, the work is not yet finished. We are midway in new projects that will support improved water supply, water resilience to over 900,000 Jamaicans out of the 3 million of us that are here. You see, they did nothing for 40 years. We have to correct and fix the problems that were here before us. But even though your government's running well, even though we're running NWC well, we're giving you back some of the benefits. It's part of the reason your Prime Minister announced an amnesty last year, November, which has already benefited over 10,000 Jamaicans. Pensioners, the disabled, part beneficiaries. We have written off over $1 billion Jamaican dollars of debt of poor people and reconnected them back to NWC. And Prime Minister, the small businesses need liquor help. And if you're ready, NWC is ready for you. But we go further. Those announcements are for the Prime Minister. But Labourites, I give you one more. We know there are hundreds of communities that connect to water, but not connect to NWC. Very, very soon, we will tell you about how you connect to NWC formally in a manner that restores pride to those who have to take water. That does it in a way you can afford. That does it in a prepaid manner. Because Labourites, Jamaican people must connect to potable water. Jamaican people in the land of wood and water must have water in their yard. It is time that we dispense with the bath pan. It is time that you give the JLP the support to make sure that when you go in your bathroom, you can take a shower. Because we say prosperity. We say all Jamaicans must have water. Shower the rights. Shower the rights. Shower the rights.
People want water, and this is the government that is delivering on water infrastructure for our people in those remote parts of Jamaica where the other side had no plans to give our Jamaican people relief. Well, this government, under Prime Minister Andrew Holness, decides that the people want water, and him I will give them the water. Labourites, we journey to Southwest St. Elizabeth, but we now watch your eyes. We now watch the baga, because we know that the Honorable Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture, one dollar green. Let's take it home.
Someone said, boss, you really up here from St. Elizabeth? He said, boss, you don't know, say, since Andrew Holness, a Prime Minister, no way no far again. When we drive out the senses, a carpet. When we come up Manchester, a carpet. When we come up Norrington, a carpet. Junction, a carpet. Our new job of fear. I will be telling the truth. Minity, they're involved. Not one carpet, but Anne-Marie Vaz. What I realize when you listen to the other side, they don't have any plans. They don't have any ideas. They keep on saying what they are going to do. But I always say, tell us what have you done? When it comes to Farm Road, no government in the history of Jamaica has done more farm roads than the Andrew Holness government. In their last 4 years, they did 24 farm roads. How are you follow me? Last year, this government do 81 farm roads. Since 2020, we have done 400 farm roads. Since 2016, 700 farm roads under this government. Say, them talk about cold storage. Ask them to carry you and show you one cold storage when they build the farmer. We know farmers go through glut and shortage. So you have to build storage so that you can extend the life. This government is now spending $1 billion to build cold storage. And it's not what is going to happen. We're going to be in Manchester on Tuesday. The Prime Minister is going to open one in St. Elizabeth on Thursday or Friday. I am working with your MPs to put a cold storage in Portland for the farmers of Portland. The other thing, we know to transform agriculture, you have to have a strong training institution. Ask them in their days how much money they put in the agricultural program of by kids. Over the last few years, every year we have put at least $20 million. We build a new tissue storage. We build a new piggery. We build a new goat rearing house. And I am here to tell you that Portland will have Jamaica's first university for agriculture. We are transformed. Yes, into a university. Now, I say to you all, Portland has come too far to turn back. No. When you look at the road network in Portland, when you think that because of your MPs, Portland piloted the first rural school bus system, and now all of us across Jamaica will benefit. That's why I take them for whatever. And the final thing, Jamaica has come too far to turn back now. You know, me realize anytime they come up with a plan, it sounds like a tax. They want to tax me. Not true. It sounds like enough money, and where the money I gonna come from? No must we? They want them know we not used to tax again. In COVID, this government never put in not even one new tax. 2020, no new taxes. 2021, no new taxes. 2022. 2023, last year, and in the town, no new. So Labourites, when you left this meeting, are you feeling good? And them come till tomorrow, make them know we are choosing Jamaica. We are saying, forward ever, backward never,
And it's time we journey to Southeast Clarendon for the champion member of Parliament. He is the Minister of Labour and Social Security, the Honourable Charles Jr. Here to give his strongest endorsement and support.
Labourites! Come on, Labourites! Let me tell you why I feel so proud when I see my Prime Minister. I think we got the Prime Minister, Mr. and Mrs. Mars, colleague ministers, deputy leader, all who are on the platform. MP Kurt Morrison doing an amazing job. But let me go quickly to this. I must tell you, I want to speak directly to the voters who are listening to us today and still wondering who to vote for, why am I voting, and what to do at the next election. You have a choice between the JLP bus and the PNP bus. And you have to realize that when you walk up and look inside of the PNP bus, you're looking at a man who is a drunk driver who crashed the car and there was no time before. And when you look into the JLP bus, you're looking at a driver who you can be proud of. You're looking at a man called the most honorable Andrew Holness, who was tied up through the pandemic. You're looking at a driver who can turn through all the different curves and channels. And I want to tell you, we from Southeast Clarendon are proud to know that we are a part of the JLP bus, led by the best leader we could have in this country. There's a lady in London town named Miss Jacqueline. And Miss Jacqueline called me one time, Miss Prime Minister, and said, listen, she's having some heart problem. Come and pick her up and carry her to the hospital. I said, Miss Jacqueline, I am too far. You have to call a taxi. Miss Jacqueline called a taxi. And the taxi man who come to pick her up is a man who she know as a PNP man who all him do a crash the car every day. She says she's not going into the car with him. She rather dead at her yard. Because if she go in the car with him, by the time she reach the hospital, she's dead. The reality is that we know what is good for us in our country. And we will never turn back to the people who crashed the car that is called Jamaica. There was a time when unemployment was over 13%. Because of this government and the strong governance, unemployment is now at its record low. More Jamaicans are working in Jamaica now than ever before. We can be proud to know that this is the government that has increased pension so that the old people can get more in their pocket. This is the government that has cared for the poor people, not just by saying we love you, but by ensuring that they give the poorest and the most vulnerable what they deserve. Increase in part, increase in pension, and now the solidarity program that is giving $1 billion to 50,000 Jamaicans. We will never turn back to the days of the PNP when all they would do is talk about love, but the country was going down and down when other places in the Caribbean were getting better and stronger. I tell you this, I'm a proud Labourite. I am what you call a rock stone Labourite.
But I can tell anybody in Jamaica that I can go and mark my X by the bell, not just because I'm a Labourite, but because I know that the Jamaica Labour Party is the best choice for Jamaica's future. We are the party that has sent young men and young women overseas and farm work to get a better life. We are the same party that is skilling and upskilling our Jamaicans right here in Jamaica so they can have a better life, free of cost. This is the party that you can be proud of. When anybody come to you and say, why are you a Labourite? You can tell them proudly, I am a Labourite because the Labour Party is the best thing for Jamaica. Let me close off by saying this to you. Voters, undecided, PNP who really want to vote for the JLP, listen to me carefully. You have two choices. And your responsibility is to make the best choice for your children, for your parents, and for yourself. When you think about the future of Jamaica, you have to ask yourself, why would I decide on a party? And there are two things. You have to look on who you can trust, and you have to think about who has the best track record. Who can I say has done well with the management of this country? In the hardest times when we are going through a pandemic, which party can Jamaica through that pandemic and came out stronger than before? In the times when we had to make decisions about spending money and we decided to manage the country so that we have money to give Jamaicans after a hurricane, which party was making those strong and sensible decisions? Let me tell you, voters, you will be told a lot of foolishness and a lot of lies because the PNP wants power. The PNP wants a hold of all of the money and the resources that the JLP has come to put together for Jamaica. You are the ones who will have to decide. You are the ones who are the gatekeepers for the future of your own children. And I want to tell you, make sure that you know that if Jamaica makes the wrong decision, it will be decades before we can pull ourselves out of the hole that the PNP will drop us in. I can tell you that my father, who served this party for years, in 1976, he was locked up under the People's National Party government. Patsy Grange was locked up under the People's National Party government. And several more. And the reason they did that is because they wanted to retain power at all costs. Do not play fool with your vote. Make sure that every single Labourite that is in this audience right now understand that we alone cannot win the election. We have to make sure that West Portland, East Portland, Southeast London, Southeast St. Elizabeth, everywhere in Jamaica, if you're a supervisor, runner, captain, indoor, outdoor, anyone who you are, get up, get out, get you and 10 and 20 people and go to the polls. Jamaicans, we choose Jamaica, and if we're going to do so, we must choose wisely. Understand that the future of our country depends on us. I love my party and I love my country more. And I'm proud to be a Labourite under Andrew Holness. I'm proud to be a Labourite.
Prepared to say that this government, led by Andrew Holness, has done more for public health than any other government before. In fact, this past week, I was in Jacksontown, in South Trelawney, with Mama D, Marissa Dalrymple Spielberg, opening up a newly renovated health center, and the people were happy in Jacksontown. Air conditioning unit, new environment, new chairs, new doctor's quarters. This is a health center that had to be shut down because of the neglect over many, many years. The day after, on Friday, I was in Sablamar unveiling the plans for a $1 billion expansion of the Sablamar Hospital for the people of the parish of Westmoreland. The last time I was here in Buck Bay, myself and Darren Vaz were cutting the ribbon to open up the new $300 million buffet health center that was in a desperate situation for many, many years. And when I asked the National Health Fund how many prescriptions are written for the people of Portland so they can get their free medication, I am told last year over 70,000. What I can't understand about the orange people is that they are so desperate for power that everything to them is a crisis. Their spokesperson who say he's a real doctor, but it's I improve the system by doctoring up the system. While there's no credibility. And he has no credibility because he cannot even recognize the progress that we are making because of the Labour Party government to make the progress. All him have to say is that there's a crisis in public health. When the people of Jackson don't know, so there's no crisis for them, they have a new health center and benefited from it. The people of Buffalo know that their $300 million health center that they can go to now to get doctor, nurse, and pharmacy know that there's no crisis in public health. And that's why I say to you, don't watch the hype. Listen to the desperation in the rhetoric. But when the time comes, vote for the people who are trying harder to serve you, the people of Jamaica. We, the Labour Party under Andrew Holness, has done more for the people of Portland in highways, in job creation, in tourism development, in health centers, in hospital, in education, with the representation of Darrell and Anne-Marie Vaz. We deserve the third term. Go out and do what you must do to represent what's in your best interest.
Straight from your heart. Show a Labour rights. We have a member of parliament who likes to tell us in Era Council 2 that he knows how the West was won. And indeed, Deputy Leader James Robertson, MP for Western St. Thomas, you know how the West was won, and you know how you will keep the West in the columns of the Jamaica Labour Party. Deputy Leader James Robertson. Right?
Say that up in that. Check. Why am I on the tone, bro? Look at me. Get the chat up behind, bro. I'm done, guys. Please stop me jumping.
Is yours. Members of Parliament, Darrell Vaz and Anne-Marie Vaz. Portland is one of the nicest places to visit. It is represented and green from start to finish, and there's no space for anybody to come camp. Last night, Marky G came to St. Thomas, and all he did was two things. When he realized and looked into the crowd, do you know what he said? Hello, jungleists. There was no St. Thomas crowd. Pure jungleists that didn't drive around and carry with him. I swear to God, play the clip. Party leader, when the man said, hello, jungleists, and the crowd kept back, I felt good, and I can tell you, St. Thomas is behind you. Last night, when I called Marky G, the apologist, the chaka man. You know what hurt me, Prime Minister? After we put pride and build St. Thomas, all he could do is come with some little man and spray paint up the place with orange paint. Work tomorrow. I buy some paint, some grey paint and some white paint, and I am going to put pride back in St. Thomas. I personally is going to paint out the nastiness that them spray all over St. Thomas. Well, you know that after 5 years, November 7, 2020, Marky G and the PNP have not given this country one single plan to build Jamaica. I challenge any of you, tell me one thing in 5 years that Marky G has said that could build Jamaica. You mean put people to live in swamp? Put people to live in swamp. And Marie Vaz, Darrell Vaz, and our Prime Minister talk. I'm going to leave the time for them. When Marky G put the chain on a black man's neck and talk about him have the key, that is classless. Emancipation church services took place today all over Jamaica. I wonder if Marky G turned up. I wonder why God don't finish with him. And I ask him tonight. He also said, as a threat, if Dr. Michelle Charles had invited him on the stage and talked to him that way, he's not sure what he will do to her. When I asked that little man, tell every Jamaican woman what you meant by that. Apologize. The highway from Kingston to Morante to Port Antonio, he built 2 urban centers. He built and gave us where you're going to stay and build St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary, because Paul Vogel is proud of your work.
Doing Portland. And so it was. Henry Vaz, my sister, my friend, is a champion. She's a warrior. She is fearless. She has put in the work. And because she put in the work, and because she's standing on a record of her people of East Portland will return. And Marie Vaz, the beautiful, the lovely, what are they big up by? Drop it low. When when my sister spoke about beautiful speaking, you know where you did that talk about. Because beautiful speaking can't provide school bus. For your mercy that fails. I am very emotional tonight because when I look left, right, side, back, front, I see my family gathered here, and I know that you're on the journey with me that you started in 2019. I want to thank each and every one of you in Portland, because tonight I stand here not only as your member of parliament, I stand here as a mother, I stand here as a wife, I stand here as a woman of deep faith, and I stand here as a daughter of Portland. This is not about politics for me. This is about giving back to a parish that has my heart, that has opened its arm wide and has embraced me. I have walked the hills, roads in Portland that people have forgotten. 90 years, the valley, the roads in Millbank, Comfort, Castle, Bellevue, Labourites, and let us talk about the fact that after I have laid the foundation through this government, we are now in the process of building the bone group that will employ 3,000 of our people. No, I am a member of parliament for everyone. And I feel such a sense of pride in the people of Portland, in their industriousness, in their creativeness, in their ambition to better themselves. And I want to tell you something, that I know this man that using a map to get around in East Portland, I want to say to him that even though I know you're not talking about labor rights, you are out of order to say that the people who are supporting you have no sense and they are done. You call them monkeys. They can't understand what you say because they're not bright like you. I want to say to him, the only turn you can get is another stint in prison after the last school that they have had. Portland is the most peaceful parish, and since him coming this place, we have a little turn-up of violence. But we, the people of Portland, going to mash that down. Because no outsider coming in this parish to spoil our reputation. We're going to back him up. We stay where we pack up the last 4 people and send them back at home. Let's take the people of Portland, because we have been a forgotten only fool around here is him fooling himself. Because the people of Portland not going back. We're not going back to poverty. We're not going back to lack of road. We're not going back to lack of water. We're not going back to lack of education. We're not going back to the dark days of the last 30 odd years. We're not going back. We may have been proud, but we are poor, but we are proud. And this government has set a platform that's able here and tell you what's happening in East Portland because you live there and you see it for yourself. I hear them telling you, say you don't believe what your eyes can see. I mean, I don't know where that come from. Because if you see something that you can't believe it, what that's about you? We don't want nobody to come down here to announce that them will build 500 houses in no swamp. Because we have no plan. Not that we build houses we will teach them order. So, you're waiting on our Prime Minister. And one thing I will say to you tonight, workers of the Jamaica Labour Party, your time is now. Your time is now. We are depending on you. That when we get the green light, indoor, outdoor, cluster, supervisor, and everybody, we're going to carry with Labour. And the whole of us will vote for Labour. We're not going back. We're not going back to where we're coming from, East Portland. We're not going back where we're coming from, West Portland. We're not going back where we're coming from, Jamaica. Because every Jamaican is going to choose Jamaica. Show a Labour. Blue Lagoon is open to the entire Jamaica, Portlanders and everybody. Gone are the days when you have to go behind a bush to use the bathroom because we have put structure and order in Blue Lagoon. And I want to tell you something. I hear arguments about Boston Beach and I want to clear it up here tonight. It's People's National Party caretaker for the Fellowship Division has had the lease on Boston Beach for over 9 years. The Prime Minister has announced that Boston Beach will be one of the beach that will become a free beach for the people of Jamaica. And you know what Colin Ben has done? He has taken the government to court to keep himself on the beach. And yet they are trying to say that we want Boston Beach for myself. I am calling on the leader of the opposition to take his caretaker.
To send our condolences to a great visionary, a great leader who passed last night, Donald Webby, a man who I knew from a young age, a man who campaigned with me, with my family. We live nearby, and he showed his leadership from then. And despite the fact that he was a visionary, a patriot, and did so much for his country, he was not a tribal politician. He was a statesman. But make no mistake, he was a rough 1 minute and paid tribute. As the first political meeting since his passing, I have run against 5 different PNP candidates.
But I was a one-man band because the East was won for 30 unbroken years. So while I was working in the West, the people of the East were not feeling the work. And in 2019, we had the unfortunate passing of the People's National Party Member of Parliament, Linvey Bloomfield. And a by-election was called. And my wife said to me, "You have taught me everything I need to know. And if you come with me to the East, I will run and win the seat." Nobody believed that it was possible, including the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party. And my wife ran against the then most popular opposition candidate, then a deputy leader, that have all kind of lyrics and all kind of song vibe. And I said to the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party, the people believe in me. The people believe in the Jamaica Labour Party. And the people will support Anne-Marie Vaz. The rest is history. She won the seat in 2019. And she won the seat in 2020. And guess what? The first victim was the boatman. The second was a pastor. So it means that in East and West Portland, we have beaten 7 candidates, and none of them have come back a second time. And I say to you tonight, and I give the Prime Minister my assurance, that we have 2 new candidates, one in the West and one in the East. The one in the East is a twice convicted drug felon, deported from the United States and imported into East Portland. With all kind of lyrics about which bars him go broke and how much bars him go broke. Well, 7 PNP don't broke one of the bars them yet. And these 2 won't broke any bars because them your bars make out of metal and steel. That. And to say to my Prime Minister, my Deputy Leader, and all of my colleagues tonight, when you leave here tonight and you see what you see, you know how to come back. Go through This is a man who has dedicated his life to Jamaica, coming from humble beginnings. But I will come back to that. The Jamaica Labour Party has shown you the leadership under Andrew Holness. We have shown our performance. We have shown our plans. We have shown everything. But I go further. This is a man born and grew in Spanish Town.
go through all the challenges and the struggles with his mother to bring him to where he is and get an education. And yet still, we know who he is. We know where he born. We know everything about him. Yet still, Mark Golden, and I want you to listen carefully. 2 years now, he can't tell us the truth about his citizenship. He said he don't have a UK citizenship. He said he have a UK visa. We realize him can't have both. So something not right. And up to this day, weeks before our election, we do not know what his true status is and citizenship is. But it is worse than that. And I'm raising it tonight as an item that must be dealt with by civil society and not on the political platform. He got his first passport in 2011, Jamaican passport, at 43 years of age. It means he was living in Jamaica for 43 years without a Jamaican passport. And the only reason why he got the passport is because he was going into government and he needed a Jamaican passport in order to get a diplomatic passport. And I ask you, any man who born in Jamaica or same born in Jamaica and wait until he is 43 years of age to get a Jamaican passport, which allegiance him have? Jamaica or UK? I want you to remember that. And I am calling on civil society. Any man that wants to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica must come clean and let Jamaicans judge him based on his credentials. Him don't want to rule with the monarchy. When you look at his integrity, commission filing, him not even own a hut. Not even a catch hut, but them a fight against the Prime Minister, big house of a Beverly Hills. Burn them out! Burn them out! This is through my mother. And when the court tell me, say, they have to renounce. It never took me 24 hours to renounce because I know where my allegiance, and that's why I'm the member of Parliament for 18 years in a West Portland. Because we don't want to take up the Prime Minister time, you know. But you see this, you know? This is my turf. I may run this. And I want to make sure, sir, we have the Prime Minister back. From here, go right through to the third term. So follow me closely. I'm gonna put my mouth around tonight and talk to them. Mark Golden is such a hypocrite and so bad mind that he might call out the Labour Party government, say we raise parliamentary salaries and enrich ourselves while poor people are suffering. Let me make it clear that Andrew Holness as Prime Minister supposed to get $28.7 million, moving from $9 million. And him say as Prime Minister, he can't accept that because I have to live with my people and should lead by example. And he said to his parliamentary colleagues I know that you need it. I need it too. But guess what? On principle, as Prime Minister, I have to lead by example. And he refused it, and he continues to get $9 million a year since the increase 2 years ago. The bad mind, evil, wicked, PNP, all 14 of them, 13 of them, 14 of them, sorry, take increase. And Mark Holding, salary gone from $8 million to $25.7 million. But you know the difference? Eh? My leader is a proven leader. Mark Holding is a proven businessman. Understand what I'm saying? Him earn money, millions of dollars, through his private investment company, proven. But that is not enough for him. He wants more and more and more money. Because all that is the almighty dollar and not the people of Jamaica. Badmind! There's nothing they have not tried. Them call me everything under the sun. Them accuse me of everything under the sun. Them do all kind of things to me. But you see this man here? Him stand up for me. In my most trying times when they wanted to get me out of government. On susu and propaganda. And this man stood up for me. And therefore, my commitment to him is to stand up for him and deliver the third term at all costs. I want to leave you with two things. There are several other ministers that went to do several things to help us win the election. But I have two things that my cabinet has supported me on. You see the school bus? I'm going to give them bus after bus after bus after bus after bus after bus after bus. Of how the PNP are bad mind, they bust them. Them want to bust them crash. Them want to bust them everything you can think about they want. And people are concerned. And service of ours do everything to make sure that them bust them safe come September morning. This party is a God-fearing party, a God-loving party, and we believe in the Almighty. All of you tonight and all of Jamaica, that before that 110 bus touched the road, September morning, when them call down all kind of judgment on it, I am going to get every Prime Minister, want you hear me? And you are going to be there. I am going to get every Christian denomination, pastor, preacher, from all over Jamaica to come and pray over those 110 buses. I'm going to ask them to pray for the buses. I'm going to ask them to pray for the drivers. I'm going to ask them to pray for the students. I'm going to pray and ask them for the teachers. And I ask the assistant today to tell me the churches that are near. because I'm not leaving out nobody. Because we're going to wash away the evil, the sins, the bad mind of all who want to see the buses in fear. The Church of God, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostal, Baptist, Anglican, United Church, Methodist, Moravian, Brethren, Christian and Palestine, Roman Catholic, Revivalists, Communal, Ethiopian Orthodox Church. There is nobody we're leaving out to cleanse the bus them and burn out the evil, wicked, bad mind who want to see fear. And I leave you with one thing. We are not only going to roll out the 110 buses. My Prime Minister has given me the assurance the 110 buses only serve 258 schools. We have 850 schools in rural Jamaica with 650,000 rural students that are going to get a dedicated school bus service at $50 per trip per day, $100 per student per day, moving from $300 to $600 per student per day. And we, in 2 years, will bring in the additional 300 buses to cover the 850 schools. The PNP has scrapped 2 attempts by the Labour Party to introduce rural school bus. And what they are telling you now is that they want to give money to the same taxi man them to transport the same children. That 700 of them have been injured in the last 3 years, and 60 school children, including right here, 1 mile away at Blueberry Hill, have been killed and injured. If God gives me the strength, and you give Andrew Holness the mandate for the 3rd term, we commit to you to deliver that to every rural parish in Jamaica. That is the difference between a caring government and a wicked, evil, bad mind opposition that want to see the school bus fail. I close by saying there's one other commitment that this government under Andrew Michael Holness will give. The bus thing kinda wash it out because of the bad mind we're going. But don't worry about that. Me, we take on all of them. One time. Bunting, golden, beer, this one, that one. Because bad mind can never prosper in Jamaica.
And you know someone of Sweden of bad
to you that the GPS license that I have already on the Prime Minister's instructions told them that cannot be renewed. That license going to tear up. This is the first time the Jamaica Labour Party government will ever have the opportunity to negotiate a license for the people of Jamaica, in the interest of the people of Jamaica. You must decide whether you want Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz and the cabinet to negotiate that license, or you're going to give it back to Philip Paul and Mark Golden, who negotiate the bad license from 2001. I say to you in closing, this man here, and I want him to stand up. This man here is the man to lead Jamaica to the 3rd term. And anybody else, oh good, I ask you, Jamaica, not only Portland, everybody who is listening, stick with Andrew Holness.